Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our crazy cross-Europe road trip. Now, you join us as we've left the Frankfurt region and we are shooting across Germany towards a city called Straubing. Now, whether you know why we'd be going there or not, you will find out soon enough. So, we found some decent autobahn driving. Fairly fast roads, as you may have heard. We didn't quite test out the car like some people would, but we made good progress. We also saw some nice sights, which is obviously part of the journey. We were doing this Germany part of the trip so we could see what there was there. Some interesting sights as well, like this weird dome type place. Looks almost like the top of some kind of spaceship. If you know what it is, let us know. But yeah, we had a good trip through the forests and down the autobahns, looking at the towns and villages as we went. Didn't really stop anywhere apart from a couple of services, just to stretch the legs and the like, because we had a reason to get where we're going. So, as they say in the trade, roll titles. So, we've made it to this special stop. Well, I always said if I came to Germany, love to go to Oktoberfest. Had a problem, we're not here at the right time of year. So, a quick Google later, and I found out there's other fests as well. There is a big thing. And so, what we have here, we get that. This, I believe it's called Gaubodenvolksfest. And it is Germany's second biggest festival behind Oktoberfest. So, we're going to have a walk around, go on some rides, drink some beer, and all the rest of it. Well, to begin with, I should fess up and say I always thought these German beer festivals were just tents full of people drinking beer. So all you ever seem to see in the films or on TV is the big tents, loads of people with the long tables, all having beer, which they do have here, but that isn't all it's about. There's also the massive fun fair as well. So we're having a walk around it. Here is one of the big beer tents you can see, and you can see it's fairly popular. We got here, I think it was about lunchtime-ish, so lots of people sitting down, although most of them were outside. If you can see inside the doors, they weren't as busy on the inside, but it was a nice day, so I don't blame them. Now, as we went around, obviously, we saw a lot of Germans in their traditional dress, which was nice, and lots of the traditional fair type stuff, cookies and sweets and all sorts of things. There were the good old-fashioned fairground stalls, you know, the shooting, the throwing, all those kind of things. And obviously the fairground rides, which Rafa did insist that I take him on a fair few of them. Fortunately for Eunice, she's not into that kind of thing, and I was there to take the hit, shall we say. Yep, here we have a multi-level go-karts. I've not seen one like this before. I don't know whether they're available in some places in England, but they also had these log flumes. Never seen a portable one before in England, but in Germany, it's the done thing. So, prepare to get wet if you go on there. but then it's nice and hot, so it's good for a cool down. And you can see this one had some kind of inner loop within an outer loop, and had two downward sections where you get the big fall and splash. Don't really know what you'd call that. But yeah, good bit of fun, and obviously a little one wanted to go on it. So yes, we enjoyed a bit of wetness and cooling down. Now on the upward bit, you can see into the side of the beer tent, and as I said, quite quiet on the inside, but the outdoor front bit was very busy, as we saw. So you get quite a decent view from here, but not the tallest of rides. There are some that give you a better view later on. Good example here of many of the locals dressed in their local dress. Do find it quite amazing how many of them do dress up for it, but it's kind of a nice touch. Looks like an emergency for someone, but they got these funny little emergency buggies that go round. Now this is a slightly crazy ride called the #1 breakdance. I don't know whether it's the #1 breakdance or it's a breakdance that's the #1. I don't know. But slightly crazy ride that Rafa insisted we go on. So there we go. Now this guy did make it all the way over, but he wouldn't do it while I was on camera, would he? So yeah, not really sure what the idea is other than to swing and get over the top, but lots of people were watching him do it. Well, this view here gives you an idea of how big this thing is and how big some of the rides are. You can see a fast drop one there just went down, and there's also a swinging chair one in the distance. I'll show you that closer later. Obviously the kids wanted to go on some little kids ride. Lani's not big enough for the bigger ones, so she got a ride in a helicopter on the ground. Oh well. This ride didn't seem like the fastest ride in the world, but it did seem to have quite a motion to it that the people on it enjoyed. Also had spraying water at times, so they got a bit wet too. Nice and refreshing for them. As I said, plenty of food options and sweet treats, but try to avert the kids' eyes from that. Just keep walking, they'll never notice. And it's not just beer. That's a wine bar there. So you can get all of the choices as well. They had other drinks too. Oh, and the good old-fashioned hit the mallet. See if you can hit the bell at the top. And a bit more of the crazy chairs that go round. You can see how far out they swing. Never getting me on that. Now I've got to speak about German bumper cars, because they are bumper cars. Whenever I've been on them in the UK, it's always, it's dodgems. You've got to go one way round, and remember, no bumping. It's supposed to be dodging each other. As you can see, they didn't care in Germany, smashing straight into each other, and nobody had a word to say about it. If you're gonna do them, do it the German way. Good old crazy houses that you can go in with moving floors and stuff. Still more people in the German costume. They're everywhere. They would be. It's Germany. But rides of all kinds. Massive ones, little ones. Food stalls. Everything is in this place. I couldn't quite believe how much there was there. And how much walking we had to do to get around it all. But hey, it's all part of the experience. Lots and lots of individual bars as well. They were very popular. But then, oh, what is it? It's that big swinging chair ride. Up it goes. Now it took so long to get to the top, I did have to cut the video and start another one because it goes up to a point and then slows down. Yep, it does go up at some point. I don't know why it stayed at one point for so long. And here we go, cut to the top. It's probably good if you like heights, me not so much. This bit seemed to get really busy here. I don't know why, but it was crazy busy at that point. But then you had these open areas, a bit like this as well. Kind of a crossroads, showing some of the crazy rides over there as well. Spinning, rolling and everything, that one. Didn't go on it. I think I'd have been sick if I was. Yeah, the rollover. Suitable name for it. Yes, the good old swinging chairs. Yep. Won't get me on that either. Sound like a real boring old fart, but you know, it's the heights that do me. And fish. They had a fish stall. Kind of strange, like street food of some kind of barbecued fish. But hey, if you like fish, perfect for you. And there's another beer tent. Fair amount of them. But yeah, each one done by its own brewery, I believe. So the menus were different for the food, and obviously they were their own beers. Most of them had a specific beer they'd made for the festival, which is nice. One of the largest travelling Ferris wheels, so you'll see more of that later. Now this thing was a full-on bakery in a trailer. They were churning out fresh baked stuff all day. And then obviously your traditional German sausages, which we had to partake in. Currywurst! Well, that was a crazy day one for the festival and Gaubodenvolksfest. Quite expensive, all the rides, but good fun. Sausages everywhere, beer everywhere. Sounds like a good festival to me. So yeah, we are coming back again tomorrow. We shall do more stuff. I think we need to get more cash out too. But now to the campsite.
7 minutes. Yeah.
So, the end of another day. It was a good bit of fun at the Gaubodenvolksfest. We are now at Campingland Byron something or other. I don't know. I'll find it out, put it on screen or something. And yeah, it's a very quiet campsite. Not that big, lots of people here though. I think we've got the last slot in the place. We're going to be up in the morning, have a bit of a lazy morning because the festival doesn't start again until 11 AM. And we shall probably get there early afternoon. And I'm planning on going in a beer tent. Yeah, I think a bit of lunch, big old stein full of beer, yeah. And then, obviously, Rafa's got a list of the rides he wants to go on. Lernie has about 3 or 4 as a whole choice. We've still got some tickets for some of them from today. And we'll just see how the day goes. Hopefully enjoy some food. I mean, we had a bit of currywurst today, which was nice. So, I don't know, fancying a schnitzel or something. We shall see anyway. And then after that, we'll be back here again. We're staying here for 2 nights. I think we need it after all the travelling we've done the last couple of days. Didn't really stop anywhere else. We just sort of slept the night and carried on. So, I mean, today was hot though. On the drive down, we could see it on the dashboard saying 35 degrees. But we didn't feel it because we was in the car with the aircon on. When we got to the festival, oh my goodness. Yes, it was 35 degrees. It was hot. So, we've got some water in the fridge ready for tomorrow. Hopefully, be able to keep ourselves cool as we go to the festival. Might go on a couple of rides, but Rafa's upset because there's a couple of them we won't be able to go on because he's slightly too short. I mean, for a 5-year-old, he's quite tall, but unfortunately, he's just not quite tall enough for some of them. But it is what it is. He'll enjoy the ones he gets on. He'll try and talk me into going on some of those massive ones that go miles in the sky, but I hate heights, so I'm going to try and stay strong and not do it, but see his little face with the disappointment. We'll see what happens. But yeah, good fun. Good second choice rather than going to Oktoberfest. But, I mean, I'll have to go to that one day to be able to compare them. Why not? But yeah, I think they say 4.5 million people go to this one. Something like that. With the, I think there's 7 beer tents, and from them they have 25,000 seats for people to have food and drinking. So I'm hoping to experience that tomorrow. See the Fräuleins carrying the large steins of beer. See how that goes anyway. Probably get a load of butcher looking blokes, but you know, whatever, as long as they bring me beer. And then we'll be back here tomorrow night. I don't know whether we'll eat before we come back or whether we'll do a little bit of camp food. We'll see. Good little on-site bar here though. Got a bottle of wine this evening, £7. I think if you went to a campsite in England, you'd probably pay more than that for a bottle of wine. Pay that in most supermarkets in England, so yeah. Good old evening. Chilled out for a couple of hours and just drank some wine and not much else. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll go again. And we'll see you all there. Night night. Morning. Campenland Beinrider Witzel, or something like that. It's quite a nice place. Very sunny this morning. You can probably see that in the background, but we're sat in the shade having our bacon sandwiches and a cup of coffee. But chilling out this morning, ready for more mayhem at the Gaubodenvolksfest later on. So we're going to have a nice rest and then we shall carry on with the day. Too much bacon is not something anyone ever says.
No, because did you put 2 in the bacon?
You got 2 slices of bacon in your roll.
But 2 slices of bacon is too much.
No, it's not. You got a big roll.
Crispy, is that what you're saying? It's too well done.
Bacon. A small play park on the campsite for the kids. Not a lot there, but the kids had fun. And then once again, back on our way to the festival. Travelled through the countryside and through the town, and I believe there was a bit of Straubing as well because we went through the middle. Back at the Volksfest. Coming in a different way today. Seems like it's a shopping area. Maybe we've just gotten lost. Who knows? Let's have a look around. So yeah, this bit was all a little bit like a county fair in the UK, so like a county show. So lots of different things being sold. Swimming pools there. Amazing going to a fair and buying a swimming pool, but you know, each to their own. And lots of crafty bits, hats and the like. One of the aforementioned swimming pools. Big old thing. This was a kind of random stall selling what I'm guessing were fence panels, but of all different styles, I suppose. It's one way to sell them, but wouldn't really want to get it under my arm to take back to the car. Yeah, these bits remind me of the county shows as well over here. A bit for the army and a bit for the police and all that kind of thing. Showing off some of their wares for the kids to get in and take a picture and stuff like. And of course you can dress up little Hans in a costume to match the fair. We've got stoves of different kinds as well, outdoor ones, and got barbecues, pizza ovens, all sorts of things being sold here. And this was quite possibly the biggest hot tub I've ever seen. It was like 4 hot tubs in one. Off the ground a lot as well, and those are your normal size. And another one, a bit like over here, always the sauces. Chilies and barbecues and all the rest. How hot can you go? And there goes me and Rafa on the little roller coaster. Very clunky, but also not made for big people. But here we are, beer tent time. Yep, we had a schnitzel and some potato thing. Rafa had his currywurst, he was well into that by the time we were over there for a couple of days. I had a large beer, as you have to, and what they called a shashlik, I believe, which is like meats on a skewer with chips. So what German trip to a beer festival wouldn't be complete without a nice big stein of beer and a plate of German food. We've had the schnitzel, we've had the currywurst, we've had the, I don't know, chicken on a skewer, whatever it was. Quite expensive, but it was good, tasty. Got live music in here, it's quite noisy in here, I don't know if you can even hear me. But yeah, worth a visit. And we shall crack on and do some more stuff in a minute as well. So, see you then. Yes, and the small warning, taking kids to a fair, you know you're going to end up chasing them around half the time, stopping them running off. Especially the toddler, you know what they're like. I think it was at this point Eunice was queuing up at one of the water points which they had scattered around, which were very useful. As long as you got a bottle with you, you can refill your waters. And it was nice and cold and tasted good on a day like that. Come here as a group of lads or something, you'll probably sit in the beer tent, spend a lot of money in and drink a lot of beer. But you have got a lot of rides to go on as well, a lot of good stuff, and lots of local dress, as you can see here. Loads of them. Lots of them, all in their local traditional wares. But you know, as always as a family, end up waiting outside the toilet for 10 minutes. So I'll say one thing, the rides at this one, they seem a lot better condition than the ones around us here in England.
But I went to go on the Ferris wheel.
You want to go on the Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably head there in a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but the quality of the ride seems a lot better than the ones around us in England. Maybe it's just where we are. But they look well maintained, let's put it that way. So, German efficiency for you, let's put it that way.
Take a video of that back way.
What?
Take a video of that big yellow.
Big yellow?
That one.
You just hit my camera with your stick. What are you doing?
Look over there. This is my stick. And this is my baby sister stick. And that's
Got
that.
a big stick, little stick.
And this one. And
And that's it for today's stick talk. We'll be back with more later. Yes, heading towards a big Ferris wheel. One for me to avoid, 8 heights. But Eunice and the kids will probably go on that. I shall find some shade. Why not? Bad news, they got me on the Ferris wheel. So here we go. Now if you are going to go to the fair here, I would suggest doing this big wheel first, because it gives you one heck of a view and you can see everything out there. You can see all the rides and all the stalls, obviously not exactly what they are, but gives you a good idea of how big this place is and how much walking you're going to have to do to get around it. And also the bits that maybe you miss on the first day and find on the second, like we did. So even though I didn't like the heights, it wasn't actually too bad being inside the whole pod thing, and got a very good view to see where we wanted to go next. It's also right on the corner of the fair, so if you look the other way you get a very good view of the town of Straubing itself. And you can see still got traffic on the roads right next to the fair. It looked like quite a pretty town. Might be worth a visit when the fair isn't on. Obviously the view out into the distance over the fields as well. Seemed a bit more residential on that side, but and the obligatory fact sheet about the wheel. As you come off, it tells you everything about it. A few interesting facts on there, but I'll leave you to read them yourself. I give the Germans one thing, you know, how many festivals in England would everyone come out dressed as Morris dancers or something like that? Just all the locals, they come in their traditional dress. I mean, just have a look through this beer. Yeah, not everyone's wearing it. But then look, random people. Just all sorts. Look, turn around, more people over there. More people down the sides. Even these guys have the shorts. This ride was actually a lot more fun to be on than it looks. Quite a good motion to it, gives you a right good spinning. Well, the spinny one was fun. Interesting with the up and down in it as well. Wasn't quite as crazy as the breakdance, but it was a good laugh. Unexpectedly as fun as I thought it would be. But one thing I'll make a note, definitely bring water with you. It is so hot. You've probably seen me, I'm just sweating, heating up. What? There was smoke. Yeah, there was smoke on the monster, the happy monster.
And there was an octopus on top of the breakdance. No, on top of the breakdance.
Happy monster.
On the cookie monster.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be bumper.
it's a happy monster with a big octopus on it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely very hot here. I mean, it might be better in the evenings. We're going to try and stay a bit longer today, but we'll see how long we last. But it is hot, and it isn't great for walking around a fair, to be honest. But
We'll
see how we
see
get
you
on.
in a minute.
What?
We will see you in a minute.
We'll see you in a minute. Okay, we'll see you in a minute. And of course, the obligatory fun house, rolling floors, twisting floors, and all the rest of it. This one, based on an airport. It was called Chaos Airport. Why not? I think some little boy was cheating on this bit. No, not even standing on the spinny bits. And then they of course make these lovely bits, which are great when you're tall and fat like me. And of course, more spinning. Why not? Let's go around and round a few more times. But They're all slightly different, so all good fun anyway. Now let's bear in mind this festival is about 10 days long, and we were there on maybe day 3 or 4. The fact that so many people were still dressing up for it was quite amazing. The Gaubodenvolksfest, day 2, is done. We were planning on staying a bit longer into the evening, but we're knackered. So I'm heading us back to the campsite. It was a good festival. It's kind of like a bit of a county show, beer festival, food festival, all of them rolled into one. It is absolutely massive. And to be honest, I think this one is probably better than Oktoberfest, because Oktoberfest is probably more commercialised for tourists now, whereas this is all Germans here, all locals, people from around and about. I've had a few other languages heard as we go around, but yeah, mostly a German thing, so probably experienced a more authentic festival. But yeah, we're walking back to the car, and we shall catch up again in a bit, and we'll see how tired everyone looks.
Can you do it?
Some more tired than others. Oh well. And so we head back to our campsite, ready for a nice evening and night's rest, ready for the journey to our next stop on the following day. So as we go into our evening, I will leave you with some nice aerial footage from the campsite and a nice bit of scenery around it, and we shall hopefully catch you all again on the next video.